Obviously happy with the result this afternoon, but as I always ask you, what about the performance?
Yeah, I thought there was times when we were very, very good, and there's times we were a little bit sloppy. You know, it's we had a fantastic result up at Carnarvon on Tuesday night, and the lads put a real shift in. And I thought, first off, I thought Wexham take away the first 5 minutes where probably Haverfordwest should have been 1-0 up with a bit of sloppy play. But the 40 minutes after that, I thought were fantastic. It should have been 3, 4, 5. The game probably should have been put to bed, really. And then we started well the second half, and then had a little bit of a 10-minute sloppy spell, and encouraged Haverfordwest to come into the game a little bit. But yeah, I think from possession point of view, chances point of view, we controlled the game completely. It was just a couple of little moments of sloppiness.
And it was a great strike as well from Ben Clark that broke the deadlock 15 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, it was a great goal. It was a fantastic ball by Reddo. Great touch inside by Clark, great finish. So now he's, I think that's 9 league goals he's got now, and we chatted about this earlier on the season. His target from myself and from himself was double figures, and obviously he's won from double figures with 12 league games left. So I imagine we'll be looking at that again and maybe try and kind of get 12, 13, 14, 15 goals maybe. But yeah, it's he's done brilliant. He's a real goal threat, and he's took his goal fantastically well.
And just 4 minutes later, the advantage was doubled. Ryan Brobble on that occasion. Another assist from Danny Redmond.
Yes, it was. Yeah, Reddo must be racking them up now. He must be some high up on the tally of the assists in the league. So it was a fantastic ball in. It was very similar to the chance Probs had against Airbus. But he said it's a great header, and it's a great ball in, and he couldn't have done much more from Reddo. He's put it on a plate for him. So yeah, Probs has got in there and finished it off. And after that, I think keepers made 4 or 5 saves. We've rattled the post, the crossbar, cleared off the line, and we're just a little bit frustrated on my point of view that really, alone honesty, the game should have been done at half time.
And as long as it was 2-0, the visitors were still very much in the game, and they did take their chance. 62 minutes, 2-1.
Yeah, it was a really, really poor goal to concede. We've just switched off from a throw-in on the upside of the pitch and end up within, I think it was 10 seconds. It's a little bit deflection off Danny Redmond, and then picking the ball out of the back of the net. It's really poor. Something we need to reflect on and look back on, and and make sure we don't do that again, because it was really poor. It was poor play from us.
And it's great to see Declan McManus back in action off the bench on Tuesday, scored the only goal of the game there at Carnarvon, and likewise today off the bench and grabbed what ultimately was the goal that put the game beyond the reach of Haverfordwest County.
Yeah, obviously when Dec's on the pitch, he's majority of the time he scores goals. I don't think there's many games recently when he's been on the pitch that he hasn't actually scored a goal. So yeah, it's we've been careful with Dec. Obviously we don't want to lose him for a lengthy period again, so we've nursed him back, as cautious as we can. And unfortunately for him as well, he's got on and scored 2 goals and contributed hugely to the last 2 games as well. But from that point of view, we're fortunate to have the quality, bringing on Sis, bringing on Dec, bringing in and then bringing on Ash with a bit of experience to get our shape a little bit better in the last 10 minutes of the game. So yeah, overall, happy.
And it was an unchanged starting 11 as well from the game at Carnarvon.
Yeah.
And bar one on the bench, they were the same players as well. So you went for a settled approach this time.
Yeah, I did. And the only other time we've done that, we drew a Penabont 0-0. So, being superstitious creatures, people in football, I knew that beforehand, but yeah, look, the lads done brilliant. I don't think, obviously 1-0 looks like it's been a close game up with Carnarvon, but it was far from it. The conditions, the effort, the kilometres the lads put in, it was a real tough game, physically, mentally, and we've had a clean sheet and scored and won the game up there. And then obviously today, I think it was important that we didn't take our foot off the pedal, because almost possibly thinking we'd done the hard game away from home, between the 2 games, and thought we were going to come back to Park Hall and cruise it. But we got a bit of a kick up the backside in the first 3 or 4 minutes when they probably should have went 1-0 up.
And I know, Craig, that you always say it's about us first and foremost, and of course that's correct. But nevertheless, Connah's Quay Nomads did drop points today at Newtown 0-0, so the lead has been extended to 11 at the top of the table.
Yeah, I think that's just a bonus. You know, I think I concentrate on us today. I think we could have, I think probably 65-70% of today's performance was good, but I was disappointed in 25-30% of it, you know, and it's something that I'm not going to hold back with even if we win. You know, it's still going to be our standards. It's got to be clear where the line in the sand is for standards. In those times today where the standards fell below what we want at this football club and what we demand at this football club. So, yes, we won again, you know, but still we've got to look after ourselves, result-wise, performance-wise, and let everything else outside of our football club take care of itself.
And it's the last of our midweek games this coming Tuesday as we travel to Essity Stadium to take on Flint Town United. Another tough game?
Yes, it is. They're fighting for their life, they're scrapping. You know, it's very close down there. There's 3 or 4 clubs. Myself and Sarge went to watch a game last night between Flint and Haverfordwest. You know, and there was it was a tough game. It was a battling game where 2 teams that are on the bottom 4 trying to get out of the situation in. So, you know Lee Fowler very well. Play for me here. A lot of the lads know him, and you know he's a good manager. He's got some good players in. I'm sure that their team will, you know, run through a brick wall for him. So it'll be a tough game on Tuesday.